Welcome to the Python tutorial. Today we are going to talk about list in Python. List is a inbuilt data type in Python which are used to store a list of items. List is created using a square bracket and each item are placed inside the list with separate commas. The item inside the list have their own index value, which means that each item inside the list have their own position, which is denoted by some integer value. Now let us understand through a simple example of list. I opened a Python shell and now I am going to execute some simple example of list. So initially I created a variable a and assigning a list. As I say that list is created using a square bracket. So this is an empty list because we don't have any item inside this list. So now I'm going to assign some item in this list. The first item is a string, the second item is a integer value, and the third item is again a string with some integer value which is an alphanumeric value. So I'm going to print this list. So here we get the result of this list, which is a string, integer and a alphanumeric value. So this is all about a list in Python. And next I'm going to explain you how to access the value inside the list, how to update the list and how to delete the list. So now I'm going to access the item from the list. So here I created a list assigning some item. So the first item is a string and the second item is a float value. So here I'm going to access the item having the index position 0. So for that we have to give the index position. And here we run this module and get the result Python, which is a string. So this is all about the accessing the value from the list. So now the second thing is that how to update the list. Updating the list means that we have to change the item, we have to update this item. So initially we have only two items inside the list and the second item is a float value. So now I'm going to change this float value with some another string. So for that I'm going to using a index value 1 and assigning some string which is a hello, and now I'm going to print this whole string. So here we get the result. We have two items. The first item is a string and the second item is a updated string. So initially we have a float value and after that we have a string value which is hello. So this is all about updating the list. So the next thing is how to delete the list. Deleting the list means how to remove the list. So for that we have to use a method del, and now I'm again using a index position of 1. So I'm going to delete this item having index position 1 and after that I'm going to print the list. So here we get the result. So here we get the result only one item because the second item is deleted using a del method. So this is all about the accessing, deleting and updating the list. I'm going to explain you some built-in function or method inside the list. First method is a max method. Max method will simply return you the item which have maximum value inside the list of items. So here I created a list and assigning some value. Here we have some items and now I'm going to print the maximum value of this inside the item. So for that we have to use max method and put a variable a. So here we get the result 83 because 83 is the largest integer value inside this list of items. Min method will simply return you the minimum value from the list. So here I created a list and assigning some value. So here we have some item inside the list. So here I'm going to simply print the minimum value from the list. So here we run this module and now we get the result 23 because 23 is the minimum inside this whole list of items. Count method returns item how many times repeated inside the list. So for that I initially created a list, the same list. Now I'm going to repeat some item which is 167 and 23 and 23. So here I'm going to count the value 23. So a dot count 23. So here I run this module. So here we get the result 3 because this 23 value repeated 3 times inside this list. So simply count method will return you the item which are repeated inside the list. The next method is index method. Index method will simply return the index value of the existing item. So now I initially created a same list and now I'm going to find the index value of this item. So for that here I put a dot index and now I'm going to write the value inside this index method and now I'm going to run this module. So here we get the result 1 because the index position of this item is 1 because the index position of this item is 0. This is 1, this is 2, this is 3 and this is 4. The next method is append method. Append means adding some item inside the existing list. So for that I initially created a list and assigning some item and now I'm going to append some string value. So here I called append method and now I'm going to write hello inside this method and now I'm going to print the updating list, so which is a. So here we get the result. As you can see, this hello is adding inside this list. So this is all about a append method. The next method is insert method. Insert method is just similar to the append method, but the main difference is that inside the insert method we can give the index position of the item, or we can say that where we want to add the item inside the existing list. So now I'm going to create a list which is the same list. So here we have some item inside the list and now I'm going to insert some item here. So a dot insert insert and now I'm going to put the index value. So at the index value of 2 I want to add some item. So here hello and now I'm going to print the updated value which is a. So here we get the result which is the updated result. Here we can see hello is at the index position of 2 and the 23 is shifted to the index position of 3. So this is all about insert method. So the next method is reverse method. Reverse method simply reverse the item from the list. So now I'm going to create a list and now I'm going to simply reverse the item, reverse reverse. And now I'm going to simply print the updated value which is the reverse items. So here we get the result. As we can see, the first index value, which is 0, started from 34, and this initial value, the first index value, is 167, which means that the items are reversed. So this is all about reverse method. The last method is sort method. Sort method will simply sort the item from the list, which means that we can sort the item either in increasing order or decreasing order. Now I'm going to sort the item. So here I created a list, and now I'm going to simply sort this list. Now I'm going to print the updated list, which is A. So here we get the result, which is in increasing order, which means that the first item is the lowest item and the last item is the highest item, which have the larger value. So if you want to get the value in decreasing order, then we'll simply reverse the sorting items, REVERS, reverse, and here we get the result in decreasing order. So here we have two examples. This is in increasing order and this is in decreasing order of sorting.